Okay, so today I wanted to show you how I made this butterfly card. Widen my shot a little bit here. So to make this card, I started out with a 10 by 7 card base. Let's go ahead and slide this out of the way for a minute. And it measures 10 by 7, which gives you a 5.5 card. And I started out with 2 pieces of paper. First, a black piece of cardstock that measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then a turquoise piece which measures 4.5 by 6.5. And we'll go ahead and put those together. Feels like I haven't done a video in a while. It's been really crazy the last couple of weeks. Started a new job, got a new job in church, which is taking up some of my free time, which is good. I like to be busy. And I'm really excited to get to work with the women of our church. So after we put those together, we can go ahead and put this on our card base because nothing's going to go underneath it. My inspiration for this card comes from a t-shirt that my parents brought back when they went to Peru. They actually went on a mission for our church for 2 years. And they brought my daughter, my middle daughter, back a t-shirt that was turquoise with a royal blue butterfly on it, which I thought was so beautiful. So that's where my inspiration comes from today. So after we've done this part, we want to do our frame. And I used the Fancy Frames Cricut cartridge. And if you open it, you'll see this little pamphlet inside, and you can just kind of count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I used the 9th frame. And this is what it looks like when you cut it out. And I cut it out at 4 inches. And this one I just went ahead and put down with a zig pen. And I'm just going to use a piece of scratch paper to stick underneath it while I glue. I'm not going to glue the entire thing, mostly just the outside pieces and the frame part. I loved all the scroll work. This is such a fun cartridge if you get a chance to get it and play around with it. There's some really great frames on it, and I was thinking so many fun ideas. I mean, with cards and scrapbooking and home decor, there's just so many fabulous ideas. So what I'm going to do is kind of center it, but before I stick it, I'm going to stick the bottom of the frame to the edge of the blue, and this way just a tiny bit of my frame will stick out on the top. I'll press that on. Now my butterfly, oops, I have a little piece of a, probably want to check your frame before you stick it if there's any straggler pieces when it cut, which we can clean off later, but I think I got most of them. The butterfly that I used comes from this Inkadinkado stamp, and I'll put the serial number down below the screen so you can look it up, but there was no title to it. But I was surprised actually. I bought this on Joann's.com, or excuse me, Joann's online. And I thought it was going to be like this little 2-inch stamp. And so when it was this big, huge stamp, I was so excited because it's so beautiful. So what I did was I stamped it twice on royal blue paper. And first I used the Tuxedo Memento black ink, and I felt like it really didn't give me a dark enough coverage. So then I switched to this Stays On ink, the jet black. And I got a darker, richer looking image. So I stamped it twice. I cut it out on the royal blue paper. And then after I cut it out, it looks like this. And then the second one I also cut out, and then I stuck it onto a piece of turquoise paper and left just a little tiny bit of a border so that it'll jump out off the page more. If you don't do that, the black will just blend right in with the frame and it won't give you as much of a contrast. And so on this one, I've already stuck some foam dots on the back of it. But before I actually affix it onto my project, I'm going to take a marker and do some antennas. So I'm just going to kind of center it, deciding kind of where I want it to be. And then I'll kind of decide where my antenna is going to be. Actually, let me place that back up here again. Just going to draw those on. And then I'm actually going to make them just a little bit longer, because if you don't make them a little bit longer, when you pick up the card, underneath, you'll still be able to see under there, and it'll look weird. So So when we've done that, we can peel off our pop dot pieces. And place our butterfly. It's turned out so cute, I just love it. Make sure I've got that exactly where I want it here before I press it on. And then for the piece that's going to go on top, sorry, it looks like I got a little piece of glue there. Before we stick this one, I want to do some scoring on it. And so I'm just going to take a ruler and my bone folder, and in between where the body meets the wing, I'm going to make a scoring mark. And I'm just going to, right about here, a little bit of pressure with my bone folder will give me a line. And the same thing on the other side. And then before I actually fold it, I'm going to stick a little bit of sticky strip on the back, and this is 1/8 of an inch. And I just found that you just need something strong so that your butterfly will stay in place and hold all the weight that you're sticking on there. Love these Tim Holtz scissors, by the way. They cut sticky stuff, but the sticky stuff doesn't stay on the scissors. So I'm a huge fan of that. So then we can just bend here where we made our little bend marks. And that'll give us this shape. And we'll peel off our sticky strip. Center our butterfly right there. Look how it just sticks up, so cute. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then I took a couple of royal blue gems here. Oops. Sorry, I should probably use my tweezers or something when I'm doing this so that they go where I want them to go easier. I don't have everything on hand at the moment. Which I should. Oops, this one doesn't have any sticky on it. Grab another one. There we go. So right on the tips of these antennas, stick a little splash of blue. And you can embellish however you want to. And one other thing that I did on the card before I finished this one up is if you look on my main image, hopefully you can see it's a little bit sparkly. I'm not sure if you can, but what I did was I took some Ink Essentials Glossy Accents, and I just kind of started to outline the edge of my frame following the scroll work. So if you're here, I just made a bead. Keep in mind that you're going to need to give some time to dry. So I made a little loop there and follow the scroll work on the outside. I'll just do a little bit of it and you'll kind of get the idea of what I did. But when it dries, of course, it'll look all black. Which is so cute. And I also did a little bit on the body here. And once you've completed your entire frame and it's dried, then you end up with your card that looks like this. And look how cute. And it's such a fun idea to think about what you can do with a butterfly that's dimensional. Anyhow, so that's the card for today. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave me a post. Thanks for watching. Bye.